the hype known as Sangatsu no Lion. In this stream, we are covering episode 12. Whoa. Because, as we know, we've had quite the break from Sangatsu for a bit. It was like 2 weeks, I think? 2 weeks as of today. But it came back today, so... theoretically, it's only been a week. But you know what I mean. It's been quite the wait, I must say. I've been like, bro, I need to see that Sangatsu animated once again, because we get to the pretty freaking pinnacle point of the whole entire arc this week and next as well. So, this is one of the ones we've been waiting to see animated, so today's episode will be freaking amazing, I must say. As an exploration of the teacher's character as well in the actual anime. So yeah, only time will tell what our boys at Shaft will do with this episode, plus I believe, actually I know there is a new opening this week as well. So, let's see what happens in that regard. Let's see what goes down. I mean, hold up a second here. Why won't Twitch ever display how many people are watching my streams ever? Jesus, Twitch. Come on, do it. Yeah, this core, I will preference this stream by saying this core will be one of the greatest cores. Like, oh boy, you are not prepared. If you're anime only, you're not prepared for what's going to come in this arc, actually no, the next arc, and the arc afterwards. Holy moly. It's gonna be the quintessential anime, I must say. Besides Devilman as well, because Devilman's pretty freaking amazing. So, anyway, without further delay, because now I'm actually being able to see who's actually watching my streams. Let's see what's going down in Sangatsu in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin now. Wait, no, what's happening with my mouse? There we are. 3, 2, 1. Let's begin now. It does feel like a shift between the first opening and the second opening, to be honest. I'm not too against it so far, to be honest. Oh, there's my boy! There's my boys! There's my boy, there's my boys. There's my boys as well! 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 OP. Got Shimada in it. Okay, I'll be honest, it does work in the context of how much the plot's developed in the sense of his characters. I mean, in that regard, I can see what they're trying to do with the OP. Yeah, that's what I've actually kind of realised as well, but I kind of like the way they actually kind of shifted the... It's the way the OP is actually playing out, it makes sense to how the narrative actually kind of played out as well. How much stuff has changed in the sense of how the characters have become. So in that regard, I actually don't really mind it too much, if you get what I mean. Okay, no, they are nailing this so goddamn well. They're doing this so goddamn well. Holy crap. That actually sent goosebumps down my spine. Oh my god. Holy crap. Jesus Christ. Oh. I actually felt my heart stop for a second. Jesus. That turned into a horror show for a second there. Jesus. I was watching a completely different show. Yeah, because doesn't she actually kind of say it's Sahina's fault in the manga? Now you mention it. Jesus. I must say, I was waiting for this episode to happen this whole entire season, and I'm actually so glad they've done this way. It's actually phenomenal how they've done it. I mean, if they have changed anything, they've improved it. Because this is one of the turning points in the whole entire thing, and the way they've done it, it plays out so brilliantly. I mean, it ain't period changing. It ain't period changing when it just completely screws everything up. You know Shaft know what they're doing, so it's okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that a Devilman reference? But I wasn't going to say just in case I was wrong. I was like, is that a Devilman reference? Or was that a Devilman reference, I should say? It was bugging us. Like, is it? Jesus Christ. I'll be the first one to say this, but this episode's actually freaking beyond anything I ever imagined. Like, holy crap. Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ, is that this ED? Whew. That was an episode. Oh man. My boy Ray. I love that. I love that boy so much. He's grown. My boy's grown. Oh my god, that was actually brilliant. I'm actually so in awe how brilliantly they did that whole entire part of the manga. I can't believe it. That was out of this world. I mean, we've had Devilman, which basically is like God's gift to humanity, but this freaking anime, I don't even understand what they're doing. But if I could just throw my love towards Shaft right now, I probably would. Jesus freaking Christ, that was one of the most brilliant episodes on anime I've ever seen. F me, God damn, that was just everything I needed. Everything I wanted it to be adapted like, and just 10 times more. 10 times freaking more. It just no. Chef, no. They kind of brings you to a tier how brilliant they're doing this anime. Even in the slight changes, they did it brilliantly still. It's one of those ones you just don't mind, because Chef know what they're doing at this point. My boys know what they're doing. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I mean, even to actually kind of allow us to see the events from the perspective of the teacher as well was actually really freaking brilliant, because it's one of those things that it's actually kind of the unsung part of the whole entire thing. It's what's really going on with the teacher herself, because we don't technically know a lot about her at this very second. So I always kind of said it's going to allude to a point where everything sort of comes to a head and everything that actually starts to make sense of her character. And we actually saw in this episode. This episode really kind of allows us to see her and how she actually kind of sees the events, and how to a point that she's seen it so many times it's kind of warped her to the point that she knows that she can't do anything. She's kind of defenseless in this whole entire thing, and it's kind of worrying when you think about it, because it's one of those things that's kind of true, that if you see these things constantly to a point that you might just become a bit too warped, that you just think to yourself, what can I do in a situation? It's just going to happen again. And that's what kind of bullying is when you think about it. Bullying is that in its entirety. It's just going to keep on happening, and it's just kind of horrible. But I like the fact that the new teacher came in and basically said, look, okay, you're saying there's no proof here, but is there any proof that she's lying? Is there any proof there that she is lying to to me. Well, no, there isn't. There's no proof anywhere, because let's face it, the only person that actually can in theory say there's been any bullying is the victim herself. If that comes to light, then yes, there's been bullying here, because no one else will actually want to say anything, because it's true. When you think about it, no one else wants to kind of rat out the bully, because if that happens, then they're targeted next. And it's one of those things, it really brilliantly explores that whole entire aspect, because it's true. It's one of those things that it's horrible to actually kind of see. It's a horrible thing to actually imagine, but it does happen. People kind of fear that something might actually start happening to them, so they just don't want to say anything. Even though, yes, they understand it's happening, but they just can't do anything, because they themselves don't get kind of implicated into the whole entire thing to a point where they actually become isolated as well. And I thought, freaking hell, they just did that brilliantly. They just freaking it was one of those things. It was done in the manga brilliantly as well, because I didn't really expect it from his character, because his character at first doesn't really kind of seem as if he's want to be one of those people that you're like, well, he's gonna freaking knock out of the ballpark when it comes to the bullying aspect of the show. But he really kind of gets it. He really just says, look, yes, there is no proof. There never is proof with bullying, because unless the person's there to see it, there is no said proof of that whole entire thing going on. Unless you've actually got kind of, I don't know, some kind of physical, what's the word? Hello, kind of a physical, like, idea, or physical, like, thing that bullying's actually taken place. There is no proof there. It's one of those things, it's kind of true, and it's actually kind of horrible as well at the same time, because unless the person who's actually said there's been bullying going on, there can't be anything sorted out. And I thought it was great that he kind of came and basically said, look, yeah, no, there is no proof here, but there is any proof of that she's actually lying, because I don't think there is. And I think that she actually is telling the truth here, because why would someone just kind of out of blue just say this, out of nowhere, and say, look, someone's bullying me? Because it's a kind of a horrible thing to actually kind of make up. So you've got to understand that's actually kind of, you got to kind of understand that there's kind of got to be something going on here. So it's actually kind of one of those things. I do like the aspect of that teacher coming in and basically saying, look, no. Let's take a step back here and actually really take apart this whole situation, because, no, I do believe something going on here. And I thought it was actually one of those things that he brilliantly just came in and actually at the right time. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is a show and a half, this is. I don't think I've ever seen a show really brilliantly explore the idea of bullying to this degree, because it's one of those things, I've said it beforehand, there is animes, there is TV shows, there's movies that do in theory kind of explore this whole entire aspect, explore bullying, but it always kind of feels as if there's actually kind of a bit missing. It's never felt authentic. Like, you never kind of had that aspect of the show kind of feel as if, oh my god, yes, they're exploring that perfectly. But here, everything just falls into place, and it just works so goddamn well. You're just like, yes, this is how it should be explored. No curtains anywhere. It's basically at the forefront, and it's actually kind of one of those things that I think we need. We need this kind of anime in this world. To actually kind of just say, look, this is what happens. This is the ramifications of bullying. We need to sort this out. And I think, goddamn, more power to you, Sangatsu, to actually kind of just bring this to light and actually kind of just show us, because one of those things that I don't think it's ever been explored to the point of this degree. So, good job, Sangatsu. But I also like the fact that we actually got to know a little bit more about Akari as well, because Akari's character is one of those characters who's very interesting as well, because she's kind of thrown in to this whole entire situation, the whole entire thing that she's kind of going through. She's kind of been thrown in with kind of by not by her own idea. She didn't kind of look for this whole entire thing. It just kind of happened. And it's one of those things. It's a lot of things she has to kind of take on, and it does in theory take a toll on her. You do see it. Like, she does in theory have a long way to go before she actually can classify herself as a person that actually can in theory evoke what her mother did beforehand. But she's doing a great job of it at this very second. You really do see there is this sense of this motherly nature to her character that it does in theory evoke the sense that she does and she can look after them. But when it comes to certain situations, it can in theory like overload you to the point that anxiety takes over and you just can't say anything. I mean, if someone came up to your door and basically said, look, your daughter's lying, like, she's got problems, you would be kind of stunned as well. You wouldn't know what to say. You'd be like, what? Like, you can't say this. I can understand where she's coming from as well. She can't say anything because she's so bewildered by the whole entire situation. She's just kind of stuck there like, what do I say? But she kind of says that she's pathetic, but she isn't, because when you think about it, she isn't being pathetic at all, because it's a kind of a legit reaction. She's basically stunned. Like, this whole entire thing's happening but in front of her, that she just can't, like, she can't bring to light the words that she needs to say, basically. That's what I kind of see in that scene. It's like, she says she's pathetic, she really isn't. She's amazing a character, she's an amazing person as well. Like, yeah, that was the other thing I'm going to get to. Hina's character. Holy hell. I was shocked. I was like, in the manga, it was like, holy moly, alrighty. She's just up in the books of female characters in my eyes, because she's one of the best female characters I've ever seen in anime or manga or anything. But Kana Hanizawa, holy cow, did she bring that scene to life? I mean, holy cow, this is like my favourite role by her, and I thought Akane was my favourite role by her, but no, this has gone, like, beyond. That whole entire scene, you just saw at that point, she will not allow that thing to ever happen to her. She's like, no, I'm carrying on. I'm like, you go, girl. You freaking go. You carry on. I believe in you. Because really, you could just see it there and then. She won't let that get, I can't even speak now. She won't let that get her down. She's going to continue. It's like, if I'm ignored, I'm ignored. We're still going to continue till the very end of time. I don't freaking care. I'm like, that's the attitude you need to have as well, because it's one of those things that it's kind of like, you feel defeated. It feels horrible when you think about it. You feel defeated. Just kind of like, what do I do now? I can't do anything. So have her kind of perspective on this whole situation. It's actually kind of a neat thing to see. Because it's one of those things you don't really tend to see, because a lot of people become defeated because of this whole entire thing. Granted, yes, it's not like as if it's a bad reaction to have. It's a very kind of legit reaction to have. But still, it's one of those things. It's a nice perspective to see her character basically say no and rise up. And it's true. I mean, if I was Ray, I'd be like, God damn, she's like the most brilliant person I've ever seen in my lifetime. Because she is. She is brilliant. Because she doesn't let anything get her down to the point. She knows what she's done is right. I'm like, yeah, carry on. Because I believe in you. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of how the water came back into this episode as well. The water was a very kind of prevalent theme. Like the idea of kind of being succumbed by it as well. Like the teacher was succumbed by the water, kind of engulfed by it, not being able to escape. But it kind of just proves to you there and then that the water itself, though it's kind of like not the most prevalent character in the sense of like a physical being, it theoretically is the technical enemy of the show. It's one of the things you have to overcome. Like, kind of when you think about it, the water does represent anxiety in a way. Like, the idea of you have to overcome these situations to actually kind of go forward. A lot of characters have. Ray's overcome it so far to a point that it feels as if he's actually kind of grown as a character. But a lot of characters still have to get to that one point. I think Hina's got to that point now. Hina's kind of got there. Like, she's got to that point that she's like, yeah, I don't freaking care what they're saying to me right now. Because literally, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm going to carry on for the end of time. I'm like, do it. Freaking do it, because I believe in you, girl. But it's just one of those things. That's why I don't see, it kind of depresses me when Akari just says, I was pathetic back then, because it's not pathetic what she was like. It's a legit reaction. The woman just came up to her and said basically, look, your sister, she's got a lot of problems. And I'd be like, what? Like, you wouldn't know what to say. You'd be stuck there. Kind of like, oh crap. Like, what do I say? What do I do? How do I kind of basically say, no, your daughter's the reason why this whole entire thing's happening? And it's kind of horrible when you think about it, because it's true, like the teacher says, the bullies won't admit to what they've done, because it's one of those things, why would they want to? It's just a thing they would never do. And it's kind of horrible, because the whole entire thing just continues and just never ends and never ends. You're just like, man. And no one else wants to help the situation, because they just want to get involved. But it's actually kind of neat how he basically contrasts the other teacher to the point that he actually was, in theory, amazing. So I liked him. I think it's the same thing in the manga as well. The fact I wasn't really too keen on him too much beforehand, but I'm actually kind of like him now. I like him now a lot, I think. Man, and the visuals. Holy crap, the visuals and the OST. The visuals and the OST, it was... no, I don't kind of take I don't take external links from this website, sorry. It's not nothing against anyone, I just don't do it anyway. It's one of those things, I never tend to take those things. But man, the visuals are freaking out of this world, I must say. Like, the whole entire idea of how they represented the idea of anxiety with the teacher was freaking brilliant, I must say. It's one of those things. Again, if anything to take away from this whole entire episode, it's like, They know how to show the different repercussions of certain aspects of these shows and how it actually kind of affects the people. Like the idea of anxiety, the idea of depression, the idea of feeling alone. They know how to show it through visuals alone, and it was shown through that teacher. You could understand the anxiety. The anxiety was just getting to her to the point she just couldn't continue. It just bottles up and just explodes to the point that she just leaves, and she just knows that she can't do anything. And it's horrible when you think about it, because I think if she could have done something, she probably could, but the way that she was going about it might not have been the correct way. But she might have, if she could have done something, I believe, in a different alternate timeline. But man, I can't understand where the show came from, but freaking hell, I'm so glad this show's come back. I mean, I feel as if this show might be kind of overshadowed by a lot of other shows coming out today, especially Pop Team Epic. But if people tell me this show's terrible after this episode, I'll be like, no, I'm sorry, no, no way can I accept the fact that you just said that this show is no good, because this show is fracking brilliant. It really is. This show is absolutely incredible. It just does everything it needs to, just 10 times over. It's the point of no goddamn return. I love it. I love it to bits. It's just my favorite show of all time. I just can't get enough of it. Man, oh Jesus Christ! And we're not even prepared for the next arc either. The next arc's even more freaking like, oh boy, the next arc, you're in for a treat. Oh boy, the next arc's gonna be like one of the greatest, and even the arc afterwards as well. If they nail one of the scenes even more than they nailed in this episode, oh my boys at Shaft, I'll personally go to their headquarters and give them all a hug at that point. Just hug them all and be like, you done good. You done good. Oh, man. But Jesus Christ. This episode and this show is brilliant, I must say. It just did everything. The OST was just to the point. Absolutely nailed. 100%. I was like, they are doing it. And at points you kind of felt as if you're watching a different show altogether. I was like, man, are we watching a horror show at this point? Because it felt like it. It felt like as if you're kind of watching a different show entirely, because it nails the aspect of how this school has changed because there's one event. And it was actually nailed perfectly. So yeah. Goddamn, this show. I'm so glad it's here. So yeah. Until next week, as they say. Until next week with episode 13 of Sangatsu no Line Season 2. So, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream on Twitch, then do leave a follow. Say the word correctly. Do leave a follow, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube and you want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you want to stay a little bit longer, you know, because you enjoy what I do here, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. You join the whole entire family, and also when my streams go live somehow on Twitch, but never really tells you too much. But you know the drill. I always put an event on YouTube to say it's actually gone live on Twitch, so it actually technically works, I think. Don't know, but yeah. Until in about 5-10 minutes with Pop Team Epic, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.